man. I am a real American. I'm fight for the right. Has anyone seen that Hulk Hogan theme song video? I want to do my beard where I dye. I want to dye the sideburns in the area dark and then have like the handlebar mustache coming down blonde, and then shave the top of my head bald and start to try to look like the Hulkster. Just about 200 pounds less, brother. Not as tan either. Look at that dog run across that bridge, brother. All my little Hulksters out there, let me just tell you something, brother. What up, Asher? I've been vibing on some Hulkster. I'm trying to figure out how do I... Oh, I left the water running in here. I gotta turn the water off. I leave the water running in here sometimes to keep the chickens from stomping on my fruit trees. I just repotted a bunch of little ones. Let's see if I can dodge this water. It's cold, I ain't got no shirt on. I'm running. I'm coming around. I got it. That keeps these wet. I just repotted these. This is a bunch of that were planted in one pot that I separated out. They're just grimmels, shit like that. And then I got some of these, we're all in a big pot together. These look like Novak Fatranthas. These do real well. And then all these rootstocks, these are Sabra rootstocks. I've been trying to grow a lot of my own rootstocks. I used to buy them, but now I'm trying to grow them. These are more rootstocks. I am a real American. I let some of these rootstocks dry out. Isn't that a shame? They might die, but just a couple. Look at all the ones that did good. You get too many plants and then some of them dry out. These are the ones we just separated the other day. I think these are Otto Andersons. Either that or red. These are the ones we just separated. Some Grimmels, some Ottos, some Reds. I put some Otto Andersons in these cool these nice little half deep pots. Got a little mesh on the bottom. Those are gonna grow up real nice. I kept some aside. Once they get up real tall, I'll try to sell them on eBay. A lot of the anomalies are flowering. A lot of them have a nice blooms coming, man. Indoor, outdoor. I got one outside. Look at this chicken marching. Look at her marching. Look at her marching. She's on the march. She's coming over here. She's looking for trouble. Here she comes. She says, "What the hell are you doing?" Look at them crooked toes. Come here, buddy. I come looking for you. I come to get you. I come to get you, buddy. That's the watermelon jabbo. Fight for your right. This is actually a double graft, I believe. And that's the other scion. And the other, see, there's a scion that I put here and one that I put here together. And this one just got taken over by the other one. It's a lot bigger, a lot faster, and stronger. Look at her walking across them plants. She keeps walking across my plants like it's no thing. Let's see, she just walks. She didn't walk on the plants that time. Let's see, yeah, there she goes, watch. She's like, well, this looks like ground cover to me, if I've ever seen it. I guess it ain't ground cover. Let's see if she walks on them like ground cover. No, she went down the path. Good girl. Good chicken. She's just walking down paths. She's got like a maze that she goes through. This is where we were repotting some trees over here. It's the soil mixing vat. And some trees that I was repotting. Some seeds that we planted out that are yet to germinate. We just put these ones out. You got to watch it. They get washed out by the excess water. See some getting washed out here. Not too bad, not too bad. I just throw a little extra dirt on sometimes when that happens. And a lot of these are stuff we redid, repotted. I'm using these tiny little cell packs. I think they'll work. But I did them out. I got a variety of different recycled cell packs. Played an awesome stuff right there. I still have to go through and repot all of this into pots. That's going to be something we do over the winter. We're going to continually do this. I got to have my buddy come back and help. But I still got 30, 40, 50 pots of 3 gallons with about anywhere between 20 to 50 trees or in each pot. And then we separate them out. And then, so I'll have these tables covered. Like these tables will be filled up. These are getting filled up. And then these would be, there's a rooster. These will be filled up too. I got to clean them off and start filling these up. And then I got to get everything off the table and sold before April when it's going to be too hot. It's a good time to separate everything now while it's cold in the greenhouse, because it's better to do it when it's cold than when it's hot. This thing's gearing up. It usually flowers during the coldest day of the year. So I wonder if we got a really cold day coming up still, because that's usually what it does. It likes to wait for the coldest day to flower, for the flowers to open. It usually does it in February, but we'll see. I think this is gonna bloom in another 2 weeks or a week and a half. It's just weird. It'll just sit there and it won't do anything. They'll fester there and they don't open. But it comes in waves and it gets more and more. More and more. This is a good angle here. Let me try this one out. Let's start down at the bottom. Look at that all the way down in that dirt, buddy. On the roots and in the dirt. And then it comes up like a volcanic activity. That's good stuff. Oh shit, the chickens might be getting out. I don't want them to get out. I gotta close the door. No, they're still in here. So I'm gonna start gathering chickens. I gotta bring them back to the house. I'll start with you. And I'll come back and get her. Oh, I guess I gotta show some pictures here. These trees that are about to bloom. Get up, go ahead, get down. What are you doing? Up to no good. These ones are waking up. They've been not blooming a lot since I planted them about 1.5 years ago, but now I think they're about to wake up. You see all that activity? This is a good bloom coming here. I fed them with this triple super phosphate. See if I can show more of that. This one's going off. This one's about to do it all the way up and down. I'll show you some of the other ones here. Yeah, it's going to be a nice bloom. Too bad the Grimmels aren't doing it at the same time. You get some hybrids. Look at these chickens cleaned up under there. I like that. I stepped on something. This one's got it going on here. Let's look at that. They're just getting started too. I better make sure to feed them and all that good stuff. This one on the end here. They're getting geared up. So I just wanted to show you them. They like to bloom during the coldest part of the year in the greenhouse. So yeah, how many is that? 1, 2, 3. I think I've got 2, 4, 6 of them planted in the ground that were used to be in 25 gallons. And I should have planted them a little higher, but they do fine. They would have done a little better if I planted them a little higher, but they're just level with the ground. But it's so wet in here, I should have planted them higher. Same with these Coronata Hestingas, but they adapt and they just handle it. You know, I didn't plant them high, planted them just level. And I should have planted them just a hair bit higher. They're getting situated. They go through phases of looking good, looking bad. I gotta catch this rooster. Would be the best one to catch because he's the hardest. He don't like being caught. I got you on camera. Let me get you. Let me get you. Let me get you. Come here. You gonna step on Chris's plants again? He always makes me grab him by the tail. He goes walking across Chris's plants. You gotta have 2 hands to catch him. Some eggs I fed him earlier. Let me get you. Fast. Yellow Grumachama is just sitting there. It hasn't done much. It's just handling the cold, doing its thing. It looks good. No leaf drop. Son of a bitch. Cambuca, you could get lucky and have it fruit in like 5 years. But most of the time, it seems to take longer. 8 to 10. 8 years, 10 years. Oh, the fruit on my hybrids got real small. Usually it gets 3 times that size, but the cold, it went through a freeze, so the fruit got really tiny. But it's still got a seed in it. I'll make sure to plant the seed. Hold on 1 second. We're taking this chicken back to her cage. This tree's still trying to hold on to its leaves there, but they're gonna fall off. And there's that one that totally defoliated, mulberry. I gotta sell cuttings of that soon. There's my neighbor with her dog. I hope my dog stays at home. He usually does a good job. Rex, come. There he is. You saw that was a pretty good. I gotta look at that in slow motion. That was a cool introduction from Rex. He did like a jump flyby. He's been sitting inside too long. He's sick of me watching that computer screen, but this time of year, he's running laps. This time of year, I usually take it a little easy. Get in there, you freak. Get some water. Cambuca. Freeze didn't do any damage to it. It's gonna take more than that, like 25 or so, I bet, to really start turning the leaves black. This had fruit on it, but I see rats by it all the time. It flowered, but it didn't, and it set fruit, but something knocked the fruit off. That one's had flowers and fruit set, but it got knocked off. That one had flowers and fruit that set, and it got knocked off. It only set like 1 or 2, and then it was on there growing for a while, and then it was in a pot, and we had a real hot day, and I didn't water it, and then it fell off. And this one just got pecked off by like a bird. But they have flowered. These look ripe, small but ripe. Some white Jaboticabas. Ripe enough. Not ripe. Couple of danglers over here. Look at these little guys. They're not quite ripe, but I'm taking them anyway. I'm just taking them early to get the seeds out. I'm not worried about how they taste. I just want the seeds. You can pick them a little early. Here's some over here. This one's ripe. Not quite ripe on them. They got to be a little soft at least. Nice anomaly there, eh? Planted over mi cat. This one had flower on the back of it, but I'm not gonna get down to look. He wants food. Yeah, I gotta get them food. Some white jabos. Small from the winter. They usually get twice that size at least. Nice, I don't have to mow the lawn this time of year. And you can walk around barefoot for the most part. Have you Broncovino? No, you know what? I've sold trees from my Broncovino that have flowered and fruited, but mine hasn't flowered or fruited. I think there's something about where I live where it's a little too hot. It's a little too hot and they take longer to fruit here. So mine has not fruited, but I've sold trees from my grafted tree that flowered and fruited already. So it doesn't make any sense. I just think it's just too hot here. I think it's just too hot. What'd you find, buddy? What'd you get? I got ya. Yes, that was easy. I got him. He's the hardest one to catch. Oh. Quit it, freak. You gotta let him stand on you. Shut up. He's so jumpy. He didn't used to be that way. Over the years, he's gotten more jumpy. Hey, quit it. He likes to kick around. You let him stand on your leg and reset. And you hold him again. This one hates him. They'll fight. I can't have that. He follows me around. I got slashed the other day by a chicken. Nah, he's kicking. He wants to get down and get whooped. I can't have that. I'm holding on to you, punk. Hold on. He's struggling. He's kicking. This one will fight him too. Get away, boy. Hold on one second. Don't jump up and kick. Get away. There you go. Yeah. The other day, one jumped up and kicked, and it spurred me in the wrist, right where you'd wear a wristwatch. It hurt so bad, man. I got spurred by a rooster, and it didn't get infected, thankfully. I want to hold you, brother. And then I hit my forehead on this. I hit my forehead on that. And I slashed my forehead. That was a good day. All right, one more trip to the greenhouse and we'll be good. I got to get that last chicken. Walking back and forth, that's how you stay in shape. I need to wear a helmet like that guy on the special bus. These are the marulas. Look at that marula tree. That's from Africa. I just planted them out because someone gave them to me and I figured, let's see if they live or die. Well, they haven't died yet and it's gotten flooded and frozen down to 25 degrees or lower. So these are real strong trees. This one died back to a stump. As you can see, the stump, it's like a single trunk. And then this one died to the ground. I thought this one was totally dead. As you can see, it comes up from the ground. But I think it just must have protected that tree when it did freeze. I don't understand it. One of them died to the ground and the other one didn't. I heard you need a male and a female, so hopefully these are what we need here. Chances are minimum. Maybe I'll get lucky. I've heard of females that set fruit. You know, the mate set fruit without it, a male. But I just like the trees. They're easy to grow, pretty, from Africa. I like them. That's your little Annona glabra. Supposed to be the one they used for a rootstock, so I planted one out to see if it would live. So far, so good. It's even got new growth. That wasn't really too affected by the freeze. Stay there. I still got to pick up this trash and get it out of here. Got to do another run now. Got a bunch of trash that's been sitting out here, and it just one day we'll get it, won't we, Rex? For now, it makes everything look good. It makes everything look like you're at home. You know what I mean? If there's not a heap of trash out front, I just don't feel like I'm at home. Hey, buddy, you're the last bird that we've come to pick up. You ready for your carpool? You ready to go home for the night? You doing all right? What you doing down there? Eating that rotten food that I didn't want you to eat? Come here. Come here. Come with me, big buddy. Huh? She used to have a swollen ear on that side real bad with an infection, and I took her into the vet, and they treated it, and they made her better. So we're real thankful for that. There's not a lot of vets that'll see a chicken either. They're like, sorry, we don't see chickens. It's like, oh, you don't? Okay. All right, I'll remember that. Next time I have a chicken, I need to get a vet bill on. But she's good now. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, vet. This is the one chicken on my whole property that was born by chance, too. She was an egg that was being sat on that I didn't check on it, and she hatched by chance. And then when she hatched, this chicken over here was the one that tried to peck her head off and kill her. But I caught it just in time before that one killed her. But she ruined her eye when she was a baby. She scarred her eye and pecked a hole in her head. So that's the one that was sitting on her. And that one got pecked apart. And I saved her with some cream and ointment. I brought her inside. And so we got a real tight-knit relationship. She's a house chicken. I don't think I would take all of them to the vet, but some of them I do. I guess I don't play favorites, but this one I had to take to the vet because it was something I knew I could treat. An opportunistic infection in her ear. So I like to hold him sometimes. Get in there. Now I'm gonna get him some food now. Shut your mouth. I hear my radio playing. Look at all these Jaboticabas I planted right there. That's seriously 20 of them planted in one hole. They do really well by the house. This is fruited. Several of them have fruited out of that. And they have a bunch of different flavors. They taste a little different. Each one of them. Oh, there I am on the radio. Hold on. Oh, there I am on the radio. Put you in the wormhole. Someone threw that away. Perfectly good lawnmower they threw away. Food in there for you, buddy. I thought I had a thing. There you go. Don't knock it over like you like to do all the time. Is that everyone? Yep, those are all in there. I can shut this cage. They're into bed early today. Last night it got down to 36 degrees, believe it or not. It got real cold last night, like 36 degrees. Believe it or not. 36 degrees is what the thermometer said. Out of nowhere. It's just still holding on. Strigopes. Flowers coming and going. If you want to get them to pull weeds, throw some food at the bottom of the tree. Told you. Just put a little feed at the bottom of that tree, boy. And they'll have it scratched up in no time, buddy. Look at, I did it over here. They cleaned that up right there. Cleaned all this up. Ow! I just kicked the stick. Yeah, that porch Jabo. I hear myself on the echo. Look at that. That's a Paulista. It looked really bad for several years and then it just snapped out of it. Some of them do that. Here is some food, my friend. Put into a pile. You can eat that. I think I stepped on something I shouldn't have. So, any other questions before we turn it in? Chris fixed up the final holes in my floor. I'm real excited about that. Any other questions before we turn it in? Beautiful day out here. I just felt like showing a little update. Makes me feel better now. Look at the sunlight hitting that tree. Maybe that's why it bloomed and the other didn't. I think so. Let's get that. Look at that one is blooming. Chris came home. And that one's not blooming as much. And it's because that one's just painted up by the sun. What's the question he says? Was going to ask about Asu paulista in relation to paulista. It's just a variety that they call Asu paulista that is not the same as paulista. It's like hard to explain, but they're not the same at all. They're two different varieties. The paulista is an older variety. And the other Asu paulista was selected by Otto Anderson. I don't know the species. Maybe it's cauliflora. I don't even know. I think it might be cauliflora. Oh, wow. Look at the size of this beast. Whoa. Boom. I got to get a picture of that. I'm glad I caught that on camera. Look at the size of that monkey. Ooh, I'm going to get a picture of that. These are the ones that taste the best when you find them and they're all by themselves. Oh, I got to get a picture of that. I think there's ants crawling in it or something. That's going to be a nice fruit, man. You have no idea how good that's going to taste. All right, I'm going to go indulge in this. I got to get some pictures for my Insta face. It's a Jill Dark cherry. I just caught it on the slide, man. That's a beast. It's going to be good. Merry Christmas.